Welcome back to Hoopside. I'm Ciro Aseo, you can call me Ciro, and today we'll be talking about the oldest former NBA players still playing today. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below, and hit that like and subscribe button. It'll help us out a ton. We rightfully marvel at LeBron James's ability to remain one of the NBA's best players at age 40, but he's not the only veteran thriving in professional basketball. In fact, the oldest former NBA player still competing professionally is nearly 5 years older than the Lakers star. From Brazil to Saudi Arabia, numerous NBA veterans continue their careers overseas. Here's a look at 20 super old players with NBA experience currently under contract with international teams. Alex Garcia, 45 years old. The oldest former NBA player still active, wouldn't look anywhere close to retirement if you ignored his birth year. Alex Garcia, born 1980, is still one of the league's top players in Brazil, arguably the strongest in Latin America, a 9-time Defensive Player of the Year in Brazil. FIBA basketball followers may remember him shutting down then NBA MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo at the 2019 World Cup. Even more impressive, Garcia's NBA career was cut short primarily due to a torn ACL he suffered in 2004 as a New Orleans Hornets player. More than 2 decades later, Brazilian fans still haven't seen the last of him. Yuta Tabuse, 44 years old. I want to say, someone tell me down below, Tabuse, that's correct, right? Before Rui Hachimura and Yuki Kawamura, the biggest pride of Japanese basketball was Yuta Tabuse, a 5'9" guard out of BYU, Hawaii, who became the first Japanese-born player in the NBA. It didn't last long, just 4 games for the Phoenix Suns in 2004, then several years in the D-League, waiting for another opportunity that never fully arrived. In 2008, he returned to his homeland to join the Link Toshink Breed. I hope I said that correct, where he has remained ever since, winning 3 championships along the way. At 44, Tabuse enjoys a Udonis Haslem-like presence as the team's elder statesman. Carlos Delfino, 42 years old, Argentine legend. Although Manu Ginobili, Luis Scola, Andres Nocino had long playing careers, the last active survivor of the Argentine golden generation that won the 2004 Olympics gold is actually Carlos Delfino, still showcasing his 3-and-D ability in the Italian second division, a team named after the 18th century Pope. Delfino kept playing more than 11 years after a broken foot sidelined him for 3 seasons. It's a major comeback, and this is something great to see for the former Milwaukee Buck. Marcelo Huertas, 41 years old. He's arguably one of the best players in Spain, which is crazy to think about. You know you have an impressive career when the Lakers stint is just a side note in your playing resume. That's the case for Marcelo Huertas, still a star in the Spanish League at age 41, and the oldest player in the 2024 Paris Olympics men's basketball competition. In Los Angeles, the Brazilian playmaker's main claim to fame is being the first player traded by Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka. In Spain, however, he's more than just an active legend. He's currently leading the ACB League in assists per game and has been the best player in 2024-25 so far per Hoopsite's global rating metric. Dante Smith, 41 years old. A second-round pick for the Hawks 21 years ago, Dante Smith found a new basketball home when he landed in Venezuela back in 2010. While he would still roam the world, playing on 4 different continents and earning MVP seasons in Israel and Puerto Rico, the 6'7" swingman became a Venezuelan citizen in 2013, representing the national team and remaining active in its domestic league. In 2025, he's making his return to professional basketball after signing a deal with a Venezuelan club. Al Thornton, 41 years old. I'm telling you, the Argentine league's on its way up. Better keep out for it. It's also one of the best players in their leagues. An all-rookie first-team nod and solid numbers during 4 NBA years that didn't grant Al Thornton a long career in the league. After an abysmal combined 85 and 211 record with the Clippers, Wizards, and Warriors, where he played 22 games with Steph Curry, the 6'8" forward went on in an eventful overseas career split between Asia and Latin America. Thornton is currently playing at an MVP level in the Argentine League, where he has become a fan favorite over the past 5 seasons. In 2024-25, he's the top scorer in the LNB, 13 years after winning his first scoring title in Puerto Rico. Marcus Vinicius, 40 years old. Did I say that right? Marcus Vinicius, another Brazilian. I'm telling you, these Brazilians are ageless wonders. It's kind of crazy to think about it that way, but it is what it is. Like Alex Garcia, another former New Orleans Hornets player, still averaging double digits past the age of 40 in the Brazilian league. Known as Marcus Vinicius in the NBA, simply as Marquinhos in Brazil, the veteran guard has played most of his career in his homeland, while also being a staple on the national team for more than a decade. His impressive resume, including 6 league championships, 3 MVPs, and 10 All-NBA first team selections, solidifies his place as one of the most decorated players in Brazilian basketball history. Ronaldo Balkman, 40 years old. For me, Ronaldo Balkman is the guy who was involved, I believe, in the Carmelo trade, and that's his kind of claim to fame in my mind. A Staten Island native, Ronaldo Balkman was a first-round pick by the Knicks in 2006 during the Isaiah Thomas lackluster tenure. His 6-year NBA career never took off, aside from the fun fact of being involved in the Carmelo Anthony trade to New York. Since then, however, Balkman has enjoyed a long career primarily split between Puerto Rico and the Philippines. At age 40, he will return for the upcoming season with a Puerto Rican team in the BSN, a competition he won in 2016 as the league's final MVP. Chris Johnson, 39 years old. A journeyman during his 3-year NBA career, Chris Johnson had stints with 4 teams as a defensive specialist in the paint. Since then, he's remained active, playing for nearly 20 squads across 4 continents. His resume includes winning a slam dunk contest in China and earning an all-league nod in New Zealand during the 2022 season. Now, just a few months shy of turning 40, Johnson is teaming up with Jeremy Lin in the Taiwanese league, suiting up for the new Taipei Kings. Tony Douglas, 38 years old. A former first-round pick, Tony Douglas had a nomadic 8-year NBA career, playing for 7 teams before losing his spot in the league in 2017. His career has remained in constant flux after the NBA years too. After stops in some of Europe's top leagues, he played in Portugal, winning 7 titles in just 2 years with Benfica. In an unusual move, Douglas later signed with Porto, Benfica's fiercest historical rival, where he's currently averaging double digits in the 2024-25 season. Jeremy Pargo, 38 years old. I'm pretty sure his brother has been an assistant coach for like 10 years now, while this guy keeps globetrotting. Iceland isn't exactly a hotspot for former NBA players, but it can now enjoy the talents of Jeremy Pargo. His professional resume includes 86 NBA games, a decorated European career with 5 league championships in Russia and Israel, and a stint as a mentor with the G League Ignite. Still active at 38, the point guard is playing and posting monster numbers in Iceland. An 11-9 team as of this video on the volcanic North Atlantic island. It's a surprising move for a player who was in the NBA just 5 years ago with the Golden State Warriors. Marco Bellinelli, 38 years old. Marco Bellinelli definitely could be in the NBA still to this day. I don't doubt that. The oldest player in the 2024-25 year league is a well-known name to NBA fans. After a 13-year career in the United States, which includes a championship with San Antonio, Marco Bellinelli returned in 2020 to his first professional team, Virtus Bologna in Italy. Even at 38, Belli remains an elite offensive player in Europe, winning MVP honors in the Italian league last season. In a recent interview, he stated that he would decide on retirement after the season, but there is no sign that basketball fans have any reason to believe that he'll give up anytime soon. Sonny Weems, 38 years old. While Sonny Weems may be somewhat forgotten in the United States, not to me, his international career is well remembered. With 3 championships in China, including a finals MVP run in 2020, he has cemented his status as one of the most successful foreign players in the country. Though his career is clearly winding down and he no longer contending in the CBA, he's still getting buckets. It's been a solid second act for a natural-born scorer who never quite stuck in the NBA, despite averaging nearly 10 points per game with the Raptors in the 2010-11 season. Hamadi N'Jai, hopefully I said that correct, 38 years old. A second-round pick in 2010, Hamadi N'Jai spent 3 seasons in the NBA, averaging just 0.6 points per game, the 3rd lowest scoring average for any player with at least 30 career games. Despite his limited NBA impact, the Senegalese big man has built quite a successful overseas career as a defensive specialist, earning Defensive Player of the Year honors in China and 2 continental medals with his national team. Now, in the French second division, he remains an active role player, averaging nearly 9 minutes per game. Milos Teodosic. Hopefully I said that correctly, don't hate me. For years, Milos had European highlights spreading across YouTube that across the pond we were left in awe. The wildly entertaining and talented Serbian point guard dominated FIBA competitions as a superstar until a subpar stint with the Clippers diminished some of his mystique. Nevertheless, he remains one of the most charismatic and skilled Europeans in this century. Now back in Europe, Milos continues his career with his childhood favorite club, the Red Star, playing in the EuroLeague in a more secondary role than during his heyday. Nando De Colo. I swear, the 37-year-old's been around forever. You probably remember him for the Spurs. Viewers of Courts of Gold, the Netflix documentary on the 2024 Paris Olympics men's basketball competition, may have spotted Nando De Colo with the French national team. Even in France's current era of exceptional talent, the veteran point guard had a guaranteed roster spot well into his 30s. Widely regarded as one of the greatest EuroLeague players in history, De Colo continues to compete at the European elite level. Interestingly, the Toronto Raptors maintained a qualifying offer for him nearly a decade until finally withdrawing it in 2023. Jonathan Gibson, 37 years old. Hey John, I hit you up like 5 years ago for an interview. You said yeah and then never hit me back up. While Saudi Arabia has made big splashes in the sport world by attracting some of golf's and soccer's biggest names, the same hasn't happened with basketball. You could say Dubai with Davis Bertans, I digress. Their foreign players typically consist of well-traveled veterans with extensive experience in overseas professional leagues. Jonathan Gibson is one such player, having brief NBA stints with the Boston Celtics and Dallas Mavericks. With over a decade of experience across various Asian leagues from China to Lebanon, the 37-year-old point guard now competes for a championship in Saudi Arabia's basketball league. Earl Clark, 37 years old. Swear to God, he was retired then when the NBA was having those COVID random guys pop up, jumped in the G League and has been playing ever since. A former lottery pick who only secured a starting role when Mike D'Antoni famously benched Paul Gasol in favor of him on the Lakers. Earl Clark last appeared in the NBA in 2015. Since then, the former Louisville Cardinal has traveled extensively around the world, with numerous stops across Asia, Europe, and Latin America. Along the way, he won a Montenegrin League championship and earned Turkish All-Star honors. Now 37, Clark has found relative stability in Taiwan, currently playing in his second season with the league. JaVale McGee, 37-year-old, heading to Puerto Rico after being basically a stand-in for himself with the Kings last year. The most recognizable player on this list for various reasons, JaVale McGee became more of a household name than he might have wanted thanks to Shaq and a Fool. However, his 3 NBA championships with the Warriors and Lakers, along with an Olympic gold medal with Team USA, have provided far more meaningful moments of his career. An NBA free agent since finishing last season with Sacramento, McGee will return to action this spring in Puerto Rico. A Puerto Rican team that is assembling a squad that has Danilo Gallinari, Chris Duarte, and JaVale McGee. DaJuan Summers, 37 years old, final player on our list. A second-round pick by the Detroit Pistons in 2009, DaJuan Summers has rarely taken a break since departing the NBA in 2012 after a brief stint with New Orleans. From competing in the EuroLeague to playing in Iran, Japan, and most recently Iraq, while also claiming a league championship in Ukraine. Salve Ukraine. It's almost easier to name countries where the former Georgetown star hasn't played. Adding another country to his extensive resume, Summers is joining a Venezuelan team this upcoming season. If you made it to the end of the video, hit that like and subscribe button. It'll mean a ton, as it'll show us that you enjoy our content and want to see more. Comment down below what you think, and if you have any video ideas, leave them down below. I'll take anything you have into consideration. I'm Ciro Deseo. You can call me Ciro. Till next time, guys. Cheers.